It's a little bit of a confidence problem offensively for San Diego, Dick, because their passing game hasn't been firing well. Doug Flutie, 4 interceptions last week. Well, how do you get your confidence back? You run the football, and that's where LaDanian Tomlinson comes in. 3 out of his first 4, he had 100-yard efforts. Not so in the last 5 games.
You're looking at Rich Gannon, the most valuable player for the Raiders. Top rating of any quarterback in the league, may be the MVP in the league, and he'll be throwing to a 39-year-old on his way to the Hall of Fame. He's with Bonnie Bernstein.
Jerry Rice, you've talked about how physical a safety Rodney Harrison is. With him out injured, how does that affect what you and Tim Brown can do?
Well, you know, he really set the tempo in the secondary, so he was very physical, and he was one of those types that you had to come out and you had to respect. So, but you still got Junior Seau in there too, so those two guys really, they make the defense work, and you know, we just got to go out there, we got to execute, and we got to put points on the board.
Jerry, thanks so much. Dick?
Okay.
Thank you, Bonnie. Boy, what a tandem here with Tim Brown and Jerry Rice, 2 of the top 5 receivers all time in catches and touchdowns. Absolutely a perfect day here in the Bay Area. 60-degree temperature, very little wind. Deep to return. The opening kickoff is Terry Kirby. Kirby with a 90-yard kickoff return for touchdown against Seattle last Sunday night.
Dick, it's interesting watching the two get introduced back to back. A huge hand for Jerry Rice, but this crowd, they saved their love for Tim Brown. They make sure the audio on Tim Brown's introduction, this crowd was at least half again as loud as for him, and deservedly so.
Away to Ritchie, sends it high to the far side to the 5. Kirby, who played at Virginia, is knocked down shy of the 20-yard line as Derek Harris, the backup fullback, number 40, made the tackle. Rich Gannon, he'll be 36 this next month. And there are his numbers, second best in the league, but his quarterback rating is at 98.6, best in the NFL. And surprisingly, this being his 41st consecutive career start with the Raiders, that is a team record. He wears number 12, a number carried by the great Ken Stabler. They start from the 18-yard line, and one of the factors that have helped the Raiders be so successful under Gannon is he has rushed for a first down in 20 straight games. So he can beat you with his arm, beat you with his legs, even at 35. Comes out throwing and completes to John Ritchie, the fullback, tackled at the 24 by Tay Cody, the rookie corner from Florida State for San Diego. The Raiders start up front with Stinchcomb. He replaces the injured Barry Sims. Wisniewski, the 8-time Pro Bowler. True. Middleton replaces Mo Collins. Rebuilt line, and Lincoln Kennedy at tackle. Garner, the former 49er, at running back. Ritchie, you just saw him with a catch. Brown and Rice. Oh my. And Roland Williams, the tight end. John Gruden, the youngest coach in the league at 38 in his 4th year at the Raider helm. Tim Brown in motion on 2nd and 4. Gannon to throw again. Down the middle. Incomplete. Intended for Jerry Rice. Flag down. Somebody hooked Rice trying to get into the pattern. Marcellus Wiley dumped Gannon hard as he threw the ball.
I'll say he dumped him hard. Rich stood in there and really held the ball for a long time. And, you know, that's just part of being a veteran quarterback.
Interference. Defense, number 27. First down.
So Cody guilty of the interference, and a first down for the Raiders out at the 42-yard line.
You know, part of this is brought about by the fact that Rich Gannon held on to the ball for so long. Just a simple in and out for Jerry Rice, and you see the bump. That's not a whole lot right there. I wish we could have had a better look at, you know, exactly the timing of the arrival of the football. But Dick Hantak's crew said INT.
Gannon steps away from pressure, throws down the middle, complete to Brown, and a first down at the Charger 45-yard line. Jason Perry made the tackle. He's in there because Rodney Harrison won't play for a couple of weeks. That's a big loss for the Chargers. Wiley has a sack in 7 consecutive games. Carson and Prell in the middle, and Rayleigh Johnson a 45-yard touchdown with a fumble recovery last week at Denver. Dixon, Ruff, and the all-pro Seau at linebacker. And in the back 4, they're really young. Those are the defensive linemen, and the back 4 consists of Cody and Ryan McNeil at the corners, and Rogers Beckett and Jason Perry at safety. And here's Gannon using his legs, buying time and throwing, deflected, incomplete. But again, he eluded the sack. He's so clever and methodical, and he is intent on doing it right every time. How he studies.
Well, it comes as no surprise since the day he got in the National Football League. Rich Gannon's mobility has always been a huge part of his game, and again, just the awareness. I think Junior Seau was actually the San Diego defender that tipped the ball. And how about Oakland here? Where's their running game? They're going to the air every play.
Second down and 10. Gannon flirted with crossing the line of scrimmage on that last throw, changing the play at the line of scrimmage.
And now he ran out of time.
And so the first timeout spent by the Oakland Raiders. We're just underway in Oakland, California. I would imagine that man, number 12, Rich Gannon, will get a lot of votes. Second and 10. Gannon under pressure, gets it off incomplete. He had to hurry as charging through was Junior Seau, and Orlando Ruff got a piece of him.
Well, as San Diego does so much, they blitz right up the A gap, right between the center and the guard, and Orlando Ruff, because the backs flared out, absolutely untouched and wide open. And that's two big hits now that Rich Gannon has taken on this opening drive, where the Raiders have yet to attempt a running play.
Jerry Porter, third wide receiver in for Gannon on 3rd and 10.
This is like watching the Rams.
Haven't thrown anything but a pass. Wiley didn't get back onside. Free play for Gannon. He fires to Rice, who fumbles and looks as if he's recovered his own fumble. It's a moot point because it would have been a 5 yards anyway. Seau made the tackle. There are flags on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
I think your call's right, Dick. I don't think he got back. Marcellus Wiley got a little over anxious. Again, keep in mind the Raiders don't have Tyrone Wheatley today. He's missing his 4th consecutive game. A little different this time, I'll tell you after Dick Antek.
All sides. Defense. Defensive left end was in the neutral zone at the time of the snap. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. 3rd down.
Tyrone Wheatley has strep throat this week, is what caused him to miss so much practice. And Mike Riley, I'm sure he's not upset that Wheatley's not playing in this game.
Charlie Garner, who is the leading rusher for the Raiders. Number 25, the running back. 3rd and 5, and here they come again after Gannon, who fires to Brown. What a catch by the veteran from Notre Dame, and a first down at the 28.
How's that for a little concentration on keeping the football? Looked originally like Tim Brown was going to lose control of the football. The ball's way behind him. And how about that? Reaches back with his left hand, maintains control of the football, and makes the catch for a Raider first down.
Lloyd Harrison, who has seen very little duty this year, a second-year corner from North Carolina State. He's in there because of the injury. Rodney Harrison and Alex Molden, two starters a week ago, won't be playing much the rest of the year. They do hope to get Harrison back. Here's the first running play, and Garner gets to the 25, and down he goes at the 24. You could hear a pretty good pop from one of the Charger defender.
Boy, that one just shot Charlie backwards, but he maintained his feet and picked up a couple more yards. He cuts into the left right there. Right there is the hit that knocks him backwards. But good effort by Charlie of staying on his feet and still driving and trying to get positive yardage.
Gain of almost 4. Randy Jordan now in the backfield for the Raiders on 2nd down and 6. Brown in motion. Gannon off balance throws, and it's almost intercepted as a diving try by Tay Cody. Cody, we talked with him yesterday. Conronte is his formal name, C-O-N-R-O-N-T-A, said, but no one could pronounce it correctly, so I'm going by the latter part. Tay was a 3rd-round pick out of Florida. They list him at 5'9", 180.
That's, you know, 5'9" in this league is pretty small, and you heard Dick chuckle a little bit. That might be generous. He is a small guy, but remarkably, he's a sensational tackler.
Right, he may be their best tackler outside of Harrison. Gannon fires and complete. Another first down. Jerry Rice makes the catch in front of Lloyd Harrison.
Well, there's no way you don't give respect to number 80, Jerry Rice. Look at the quality move, the quick stop. He kept his footing. Harrison did not. And again, Jerry Rice, a big man. It's 6'2", 6'2 and a half, but as always, the great feet, the body control. Always has his feet underneath him when he enters a plant, Dick. You saw a good look at a guy with his feet under him and a good look at a guy who did not in Harrison.
Hand off to Garner. Yes, Charlie Garner, and he has a couple of yards. And with that catch, a play ago, Rice now with a catch in 234 straight games. And you divide that by 16, and he's just been catching ever since he broke in from Mississippi Valley State 17 years ago.
Take a look at that. It's hard to imagine that that's what Rich Gannon gets to practice with every day of the week. It's what he gets to go into game time with. Talk about a confidence factor. Wow. That meter's got to be pegged out.
On 2nd down and 9, Gannon over the middle, and open is Tim Brown, just curled up underneath at the 9. That'll be 3 yards shy of a first down as Tay Cody makes the stop. Now Brown, with his 2 catches today, that's 134 consecutive games. He has caught at least 2. How good is that?
I think of Mike Riley and Norv Turner, who both told us yesterday how they have to maximize their turns on offense because they use the same word in describing this Oakland offense, methodical. And we are seeing a methodical drive right now by the Raiders.
Over 5 minutes, Jeremy Brigham, a tight end, is split out to the left. Gannon being chased out of the pocket by Wiley, throws to the end zone. Touchdown, Tim Brown.
One part Tim Brown, 6 parts Rich Gannon, and that's a good recipe. As a DB, it's awfully tough. That's Ryan McNeil. He pushes him, he holds him, he grabs him, but he finally loses him because of how much time Rich Gannon buys on that sprint to the sideline. It's just too much time.
Sebastian Janikowski, the second-year kicker, adds the extra point after Tim Brown scores his 5th touchdown of this season, 4 in the last 3 games. Tim Brown, with 4 catches on that opening drive, has now moved past Irving Fryer into 7th place all-time in career yardage, over 12,790 yards. Terrell Fletcher and Ronnie Jenkins deep as Janikowski sends it to San Diego, the Chargers' first possession. Ronnie Jenkins at the 9. Splits some defenders and stumbles out across the 30-yard line, and that's where Doug Flutie will go to work right after we pause for these words. The Raiders with an early touchdown. Back on this blue sky 60-degree day in Oakland, California. Tim Brown giving the Raiders an early lead, 7-0, as Doug Flutie goes to work for the Chargers. He's had 2 rough games after the Chargers started the season at 5-2, and they start with a reverse today, and it's Curtis Conway with blockers. He's at the 40, 50. Now he cuts crossfield. He could go all the way at the 30. Anthony Dorsett trying to catch him. Can't get there. A touchdown, San Diego. Oh, my. What a start for the Chargers. 67 yards.
Wow. And out of a power formation. It looked like everybody knows that San Diego wants to establish the run. They line up in a complete power formation as Conway is the lone wideout split to the right, and they reverse the ball to him. What a fabulous play designed by Norv Turner and Mike Riley.
It's Conway's first career rushing touchdown. It's a play they've used this year. That's the 6th time they've run it. Ritchie adds the extra point, and the Chargers' lightning bolt has struck on a clear day in Oakland. Early, it's tied at 7. 62,000 fans here at the Coliseum in Oakland. An 11-play drive for the Raiders resulted in a Gannon to Tim Brown touchdown pass of 10, and the Chargers answer in 1 play, a 67-yard reverse. Curtis Conway. It's 7-7. Terry Kirby waits as Ritchie sends a long booming Kickoff halfway into the end zone, and Kirby will kneel for the touchback. Let's go back and look at Conway's run again.
Well, it's a power formation, which means two tight ends. You get everybody bunched up. Everybody expects the run to Tomlinson. Flutie right there, a block on Chris Cooper. But wait till you see the block downfield by Damian McIntosh. He's going to catch right there. He catches Charles Woodson, and that opens up the entire right side of the field for Curtis Conway. Flutie right here is going to get enough of Chris Cooper to that breaks contain, and then McIntosh comes downfield, and he doesn't care at all about Woodson's Heisman Trophy. Wham! Right there, rolls him over backwards, and boy, that's what it. I know they've run the reverse before, Dick, but running it out of that two tight end formation, you get everybody bunched, which means if you get to the outside, you're going to end up with a big play like that.
Oh, it's tied at 7 with 9 minutes left in the opening quarter, and incomplete over the middle to Roland Williams with Sayo on the coverage. Let's go down to B squared. Bonnie?
Well, Dick, the one thing Mike Riley tried to impress upon his Chargers this week, we play the Raiders harder than any other team. Even in San Diego's 1-15 season last year, their 2 losses to the Raiders were by a combined 5 points. The consensus was practice this week was the crispest it's been all season. Doug Flutie, in fact, said on Wednesday, I think I might have dropped 1 ball.
Yes, and that's last year. 15-13 and 9-6 were the scores of the games. As Gannon looking for the open man downfield. Now he throws to Williams, a leaping catch, and a first down at the 42-yard line. The tight end who played with the Rams in their Super Bowl year and acquired by trade by the Raiders this year.
Well, right now, the San Diego defensive line has got to be going, what do we have to do to keep Rich Gannon in the pocket? Because the big plays have come when he's gotten out. Now, that ball floated on Gannon a little bit, and Roland Williams makes a highlight film grab. That was elevating for a tight end.
23-yard pass play and a first down out at the 43. 2 tight ends, Brigham and Williams, bookend the line. Rice and Brown, the wideouts. Here comes Sayo. They pick him off, and the tackle made, however, by John Perella, who reached in and tripped him up.
Well, Junior says he's healthier than he's been all year. The groin problems he feels are behind him. He said, I'm going to move a lot more today. Clearly his favorite place to go, right between the center and the guard. He gets cut, but he's able to still be in the play. He blitzed into the right hole, and yes, the spiritual and emotional leader of the Chargers for more than a decade, Junior Sayo.
Gave his trademark Polynesian punch, his lightning bolt. And Gannon, what happened there?
Oh, he got down. Rayleigh Johnson came from behind and did the old tomahawk on Gannon's arm.
And holding is the call against the Oakland Raiders. Rayleigh Johnson came in the back door.
Offense, number 77. Penalty is declined. 3rd down.
Just an outstanding effort by Johnson. He's going to be behind Gannon. He's getting running by, so the only thing he can do is try to knock the ball out. Goes in right there, and he does. He dislodges the ball. Does he hit the ball, or does he hit Gannon's arm? Oh, he catches his jersey. That was enough. What a great effort by Rayleigh Johnson.
Well, the Chargers decline the penalty, take the sack for Johnson. 3rd and 17. Gannon to the flat, complete to Garner. Garner ripped out of bounds shy of the first down at the 48 by Gerald Dixon, former South Carolina star.
Well, again, it's just about all passing for the Raiders. I think they've only had 2 running plays so far in this game, and a good series by the Chargers defensively. What looked like a real trouble for the Chargers after that long Raider drive, Dick. Funny game. Here we have a tie.
And Shane Leckler, who is averaging 47 plus per punt. He is a very bright young kicker out of Texas A&M. Glenn Milburn, acquired by the Chargers this week, lets it go out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it. It'll be out around the 15-yard line. With it a timeout, 6:54 remaining, opening quarter, tied at 7. Chargers open at the 14-yard line. Second play from scrimmage for them. It's tied at 7. Flutie off play action, stops, fires up the middle, deflected, incomplete. That's been one of the problems for the Chargers. Deflected passes of the short quarterback Doug Flutie, who stands 5'10". Greg Beaker got that one. There are his numbers on the year, but he had 4 of those 8 interceptions last week, as you can see, against the Denver Broncos.
And interesting in talking to Doug, telling us that he has never played in Oakland before. This is the first time that he's ever been here in front of these Raider fans. Certainly a unique experience to be savored.
Well, he went over into the black hole, introduced himself early. Here's Tomlinson, the rookie running back, and he works his way for close to 4 yards before Craig Beekert and William Thomas make the tackle. Here, the Chargers starting offensive line: McIntosh, Roundtree, Jay Cox, Graham, and Parker. Tomlinson, who leads all rookie runners with 726 yards. McCrary's the blocker. Graham and Conway outside. Steve Hayden at tight end. Freddie Jones will not play today. Here's Flutie before the game.
Yeah, it's I guess he's thinking that the best defense is a good offense. I'll go down and try to make friends. Those are the mild-mannered guys down there. Look at that group there. I didn't see a skeleton in the entire bunch.
Flutie in trouble. Gets out of there somehow and flips the ball incomplete. That could have been a big play, but could not find Pat Bateau, who was just activated this week.
I think Reagan Upshaw is the Raider who just has Doug Flutie. Right there at the bottom, number 91. He puts a great move. How does Flutie come out of this? Upshaw can't believe it that he grabs a guy that little, spins him all the way around, and he doesn't fall down.
And it could have been a huge play had Flutie been able to get it to Bateau wide open on the sideline. David Dunn back at the 31-yard line, and Darren Bennett, the number 2 punter in the history of the NFL. And does he ever hit this one? High and deep, all the way to the 20-yard line. Did he outkick his coverage? Apparently not. Does get to the 34-35-yard line. Tackled by Terrell Fletcher, the all-purpose back for San Diego. The toss by Gannon to Garner. And Garner blocked out of bounds by Tay Cody after a short gain. Junior Seau.
Well, Junior Seau will never be a spectator. He will be at the middle. He gets really his legs taken out from under him. Matt Stinchcomb, the left tackle, does a good job of cutting Junior on his way to the play. But Junior Seau, that's just a lightning storm all around him during a game. Been bothered by a groin all season long, and it's good to see him getting back to healthy. Whether you're a fan of the Chargers or not, you have to love the way the man plays the game.
The energy. 2nd down and 5. Gannon slips as he sets out, but gets it off complete to Jerry Rice and a first down. Gerald Dixon, the defender, the linebacker. And it looks as if Gannon was going to go without a huddle here for a moment.
He is. The Raiders, not exactly a hurry up, but they're showing a little no huddle. You know, they're being very deliberate.
See the Raiders with their air attack, 87 yards to 0 for Flutie in San Diego. Gannon again stepping away from pressure deep down the field and complete to Rice. Tackled by Jason Perry. So Gannon and the Raiders are picking on that secondary of the Chargers.
And Dick, I think that's one of the reasons why he went to the line without a huddle, because of the inexperience in the Chargers secondary. Again, look at the quality of that fake to the outside, coming back to the inside. But again, Jason Perry is not the normal starting free safety. Rogers Beckett is in that position, but Beckett is now the strong safety, having to cover up for the injured Rodney Harrison. So the Raiders are really, and they've got a rookie on the corner in Tay Cody.
26 yards on that pass play. Williams in motion, and Garner tries this side and loses 2 yards as Cody comes up to support the run, and this little guy can tackle.
When you have inexperience in your secondary, it's all about communication. It's all about being able to talk to one another, make sure you've got the right coverage against the right formation. And when the Raiders come up there and they go without a huddle, all of a sudden all that communication has to happen in a compressed period of time. And a lot, you'd be amazed how many times it ends up being wrong.
Plus Harrison was the communicator, and he's gone.
He was the guy who held it all together.
2nd and 12. Lots of time. The throw is deep and almost intercepted. Brown was the receiver. Cody had better position, but at the last moment, Brown ducked in and bodied him off. Now it'll be 3rd and 12.
Tim Brown gets in there and actually at the last second had the better shot at the ball. Look at Tim Brown and how he get it. You're right, Dick. 5 yards from there, it looked like Cody was the guy who was going to have the best play on the ball, but Tim Brown is a guy who gets both hands on it.
You know, Cody, yesterday we talked to him and said, boy, when I was young down in Georgia, I loved Notre Dame and Tim Brown. Boy, I watched old air games, and here he is defending against the great Brown. 3rd and 12. Screen, Garner. Good call. Garner knocked down at the 11-yard line. Another Raider first down. It's Randy Jordan who makes the play, and Rogers Beckett saved the touchdown.
Well, beautifully set up screen. Frank Middleton and Adam True, the right guard and center out front. There's the cut block on Wiley by Kennedy. And both linemen are, there's Middleton's block, there's True's block back to the inside. And just a well-timed screen, and Randy Jordan. Here's Frank Middleton, number 73. There's the block to the outside. To the right was Adam True's block to the inside, and Randy Jordan showed patience settling in behind both those linemen.
2:35 left in this opening quarter. Another first down. Oh, what a hit in the backfield, and Garner goes down in the grasp of John Perella from Nebraska.
And who's having just maybe his best year as a pro, and he's been in the league for 9 years, but such a steadying influence inside is John Perella. You know, and again, though, we're seeing somebody in every gap for this San Diego defense today. They are just going to try to take chances, try to penetrate as much as possible. And John Perella having a Pro Bowl type season.
On 2nd and 11, Gannon. The quick throw to Jerry Rice, and Rice has another touchdown. His 4th this year. His 190th career touchdown.
You almost get fatigued in reading all the numbers. I have to say he holds every meaningful receiving record in the history of the National Football League. Leave it at that. Every time he just catches anything, he just adds on to it.
Well, remember when only, to have 100 touchdown catches was it. Janikowski adds the extra point. Another long drive engineered by Rich Gannon. He goes to Brown for the first touchdown and to Rice for the other. 66 yards in 8 plays. It's 14-7 Oakland.
Again, this has been just, look at the time Rich Gannon has. Nobody even close to him. And again, all that's happened in this San Diego secondary, it's apparent the Raiders' game plan early is to throw, throw, throw. And do you think he's, you think Jerry knows he's got a shot to get in the end zone? 39 years old, folks. I know it's, maybe he's not what he was a decade ago, but he's still plenty good enough.
As Gannon said, he's still in the top 10% in the league.
Don't feel sorry for Jerry Rice. I've heard people say, well, he's only an average receiver now. Well, to call him average is to have remarkably high standards.
So in this first quarter, Rice has 4 catches, 53 yards and a touchdown. And if we gave you Tim Brown, he has 4 catches, 39 yards and a touchdown. Ronnie Jenkins, ever dangerous, this young returner, but he's wrapped up early on that play by Mondrell Fulcher, the backup tight end. We haven't had a chance to introduce the Raider defense, so here they are. Up front, it's Upshaw, Coleman, Jackson, and Bryant trying to make amends for all the yardage rushing against them last Sunday. Thomas, the veteran, Biekert leads in tackles, and Alexander, the linebackers. With Charles Woodson with a turf toe, a surprising starter. Eric Allen, the veteran, at the other corner. Dorsett and Pope are at safety.
Doesn't help your rushing average when you give up almost 70 yards on the first play.
Trailing 14-7. Tomlinson trying the right side, gets out to about the 29-yard line, a gain of 3. And here is this mature 22-year-old rookie from TCU, LaDanian Tomlinson, who said to us that his goal this year was to gain 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns, and be the rookie MVP, and he's in the running.
Well, he came out of the chutes in a hurry with 100-yard efforts in 3 of the first 4, but in the last 5 games, he's been throttled under various circumstances, some of which have had the Chargers falling behind early, like in Denver.
2nd down and 6. Tomlinson again, and he had a hole, but it closes when Beekert read it and filled it.
Well, this has been an Oakland defense. You know, a lot has been made about them getting shredded last week. When you give over 319 yards rushing, you're embarrassed, you're angry. The coaching staff is angry with you. The Raiders had to go a couple days in pads this week, something that doesn't happen to them. They practice without pads all the time, and John Gruden said, no, boys, when you play like that, there's a price to be paid. I think they've got a little something to prove.
3rd and 5. Terrell Fletcher replaces Tomlinson. He's a better receiver. And Flutie throws underneath, incomplete. Intended for Jeff Graham in a crowd. Woodson and Torrey James both were there to break it up.
Got to catch that ball, Dick. With the Raiders offense playing the way they are playing, so imperative for the Chargers to try to hold on to it as long as possible when they have it. And they don't have much margin for error. Can't be many drops or mistakes for San Diego today if they're to have a chance.
Darren Bennett to punt it to David Dunn. Bennett's first kick was 62 yards to match his season long. This one is a short wobbler. Takes a lateral bounce out of bounds at about the 33. 37 yards on the punt.
There's big Darrell Russell sitting on the Raiders sideline. You know, this guy, former Pro Bowler and suspended for the first 4 games of the year this year. And John Gruden has challenged him. He said it's time for the old Darrell Russell to reappear. You've been back long enough. It's time. I want to see your game elevated. We'll see if it happens.
Final seconds, opening quarter, 33-yard line. The Raiders ball leading 14-7, and Gannon changing the play with that triple left. And then the toss to Randy Jordan, and he's hit in the backfield. A solid defensive play by Gerald Dixon. And that should take us to the final seconds, 7 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. Well, we've seen some terrific action already. The tandem of Brown and Rice with touchdowns, and Curtis Conway with a reverse 67-yard answer for San Diego. It's 14-7 Raiders. Will return to Network Associates Coliseum after this message. We open the second quarter. Dick Enberg, Dan Dierdorf, Bonnie Bernstein, Mike Arnold, our director, Lance Barrow, our producer from Oakland, California. Pleased you're with us. 2nd down and 12. Zach Crockett in the backfield for the first time behind Gannon. Gannon, lots of time to search, and throws incomplete for Rice. Ryan McNeil covering for San Diego.
Well, other than the one time where Rayleigh Johnson got in behind and knocked the ball out of Gannon's hand, every other time that Rich Gannon has gone back to throw, he's either had wonderful protection in the pocket, or a couple of times he's gotten to the outside and bought a lot of extra time. And it has been all Oakland to this point in time. And this is about the time as a defense, you know, they're going to start to say, wow, are we going to be on the field for the entire game here for the Chargers?
See the possession time all in Oakland's favor. Part of that because of Conway's long touchdown run. Gannon has it knocked away. It's a 3-ball, but no one sees it. Except the Raiders, I believe, finally covered it at the 30-yard line. It looked to be Lincoln Kennedy out there. Chargers were all around it, but no one looking for the ball.
Rayleigh Johnson again coming around from the corner. That's the second time, I believe, he's knocked the ball out of Gannon's hands.
And an injured San Diego player on the play.
Yeah, he just runs Matt Stinchcomb, the left tackle, right into Gannon. Rayleigh Johnson got such a great push on Stinchcomb that he just trampled Gannon. Ooh, that's embarrassing for an offensive lineman when you get run back into your quarterback so hard that it knocks the ball out. Look at this. Holy mackerel. Rayleigh Johnson looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger on that play.
And the injured Charger player is Seau, and when the public address announcer announced he was injured, a cheer from these Raider fans. 3 tackles today, and San Diego ill afford to lose the talents. They've already lost the top secondary player, Rodney Harrison. Timeout. 14-7 Raiders. Junior Seau, and we'll get a report on his injury as soon as we can, as Leckler gets a long boot. Lynn Milburn hit as he feels it. Beautiful tackle by Johnny Harris. And the Chargers will start at their 17-yard line.
Well, Glenn Milburn just saying, hey, I'm so much for the fair catch. I'll try to make a play on this. Harris all over it. Now let's go back and take a look at Junior. Junior's coming upfield here trying to make a play, and it looks like his left. Watch when he's going to make a cut right there. His left ankle kind of slides on. Look to the right. We're going to see his leg right there. Do you see how it kind of slides out from under him? And I think that's what they're looking at. And we'll try to get a more definitive report, but that left foot slid out from under Junior Seau.
Scrambles and slides at the 22-yard line in front of number 54 Greg Beekert. It was Grady Jackson chasing him out of the pocket. A gain of about 5.
Now, remember Doug Flutie had a concussion a couple of weeks ago in that Kansas City Chiefs game where Drew Brees came in and played so well in relief, and I think Doug trying to avoid a repeat of that.
They say with the slide, the ball was back at the 21-yard line, so it's a 4-yard pickup. Fred McCrary, the fullback, moved by Flutie, and Conway in motion. Tomlinson finds a hole and darts to the 27, close to a first down. Darrell Russell from Southern California, the second player selected in '97 after St. Louis took Orlando Pace, and Russell, 2 times a Pro Bowler, but as Dan indicated, off to a bad start this year with a 4-game suspension, and really hasn't played well since returning.
And John Gruden said, Darrell, it's time. You got to step it up. And it's not often that you'll see a coach challenge a player publicly the way John Gruden has challenged Darrell Russell, but so much talent.
Third down conversions. The Chargers of late have not done well. 3rd and 1. Tomlinson caught in the backfield, fights forward, and may have enough in the grasp of Elijah Alexander.
It's just so critical for the Chargers offense just to put together some first downs. It's so early in this ball game, but the Raiders have had the ball almost the entire game. You just got to give your defense a break, especially with their leader over on the sideline being looked at by the medical staff. And this is, even if a drive doesn't result in points, the Chargers have got to keep it for a while.
They're the first down totals, which are an indication of time of possession, and look into the veteran Seau, 10 times a Pro Bowler. Double tight end for San Diego, and Flutie to the sidelines, almost intercepted as Torrey James closed on the ball. Curtis Conway, the intended target. Boy, did James fly to the sideline.
Well, and Doug Flutie has to buy time because the pocket just disintegrates right there, and a pretty nifty job of getting out of it. But again, Doug's not able to step into the ball. You notice his delivery. It's a hop and kind of falling backwards. And I think that's one of that ball kind of floated on its way out there to Conway and gave James. Watch his delivery. Not able to really step into the football. And that means it's not as fast. And look, Curtis, come back to the ball a little bit.
Flutie, 38% completion the last 2 games. He's 0 for 4 today, and Tomlinson eats it. Chris Cooper, number 75. Steve Wisniewski has nicknamed him Little Howie, wearing the same number as the great defensive lineman for the Raiders, Howie Long.
Well, right now, LaDanian Tomlinson is paying the price for Sean Alexander's success last week. Running room is pretty tough to come by, with the exception of the way they started the game on that reverse. But the conventional running game, the Tomlinson right now, boy, look at the frustration boiling over.
Yeah, you can't run when 2 guys have you before you hit the line of scrimmage. Flutie screens it to Fletcher. Fletcher slips down. There have been a lot of slips on this turf, both sides. He's short of the first down and gets a little, there's a flag. Somebody came in late. It was Anthony Dorsett and Fletcher dueling.
Well, and that was not a smart play by Dorsett. This may end up giving San Diego a first down if this isn't offsetting. You saw the pretty good pop that Dorsett threw in there. Right now the Raiders have to be hoping that these are going to be offsetting calls. We certainly saw Anthony Dorsett give a good two-handed pop to the shoulder pads.
Personal foul. Defense. Unnecessary roughness. Number 33. 15 yards. First down.
Boy, that'll just drive a coach absolutely wacky.
Dumb. After the play. Now, you know, Dorsett held on to Fletcher. Fletcher didn't appreciate it. Fletcher gets the first shove, but then Dorsett in front of everybody way after the play is over. You just can't do it. You just can't do it.
That'll tighten Gruden's 38-year-old jaw.
It's a tough enough game as it is without giving a free extension to a series. There was a punting situation for San Diego, and they get a freebie.
First down out at their own 47-yard line as Tomlinson returns. And he's able to get near the 50, a pickup of 3. Tony Bryant, the defensive end, makes the tackle. Both teams, and it's true throughout the league now, Dan, and of course you went through it as well in your playing days. You get to the midpoint and you start looking at that injury list before every game and how many players, not just questionable, out.
Yes, and in the old days, you were able to have more depth because it was easier to keep your backup players prior to free agency. Now nobody in this league has depth. 2nd and 7 for Flutie, looking deep. Tries to scramble and is picked off after a 1-yard gain by Rod Coleman. Coleman, who's had a solid season. He has 3.5 sacks playing inside, former East Carolina Pirate. Well, at Doug's age, most of his scrambling is to buy time. That's one of the instances where Doug really took off right up the middle with the intention of trying to run for a first down. Yeah, you mostly expect Doug to go to the outside, but this time he just said, heck with it, I'm going to go right up the middle. And there was nobody there other than Coleman. Excellent play by Coleman. 3rd down, 6 at midfield. Look out. Flutie almost fumbling the snap, now throws it wildly to the sidelines. Graham was the closest Charger. And was that big Darrell Russell in there? Raiders will get it back on the punt. Nothing like penetration to disrupt the play. Let's see who comes right up the middle. No, it's number 59, Elijah. Nope, take it back. That's William Thomas, who comes up untouched. And that, you know, from that point on, the play is history. Doug Flutie has to improvise. William Thomas untouched up the middle. Tim Brown is back for the Raiders. He's there primarily not to make a mistake, just to field it cleanly. And a high kick, fair catch immediately by Brown inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line. So the Raiders have it again. 9:23 remaining in this first half. We're back in Oakland with the Raiders starting at their 9-yard line and replacing Junior Seau for the Chargers. 59, Sam Rogers at linebacker, the former Buffalo Bill. Garner through a hole, and boy, did he have some running room straight ahead had not the tackle been made by the Chargers. Rogers. Beckett got down low to trip him up. There's Seau testing that ankle on the sidelines. Not too hopeful, that expression on his face, although he seems to be moving nimbly. Yeah, he is walking okay. We still haven't gotten an official report from the Chargers, and we'll get it to you as soon as we can. There's Rogers' replacement, 9 yards on first down, and then nothing here for Charlie Garner as he gets close to the yardsticks at the 19. Charlie Garner, who has led the Raiders in rushing with injuries to Tyrone Wheatley, had a great season last year on the other side of the bay with the 49ers, rushed for over 1,100 yards and
68 catches and 10 touchdowns total. So.
And the Raiders were optimistic that they'd get Tyrone Wheatley back this week. He'd missed the 3 previous games because of a knee. And now this week he gets strep throat and wasn't able to practice, so he misses his 4th consecutive game, which really puts a lot of extra workload on Garner. But you can see how the Raiders have made the adjustment. They've decided we'll just throw it on every down.
Crockett and Kirby enter the huddle for the Raiders. Their short yardage backs. Oakland 4 for 6 on 3rd down today. John Gruden shielding his lips from the far sidelines. He's very wary of those who can read lips.
But he likes that. 4 of 6 on 3rd down.
And only inches for a 1st down here. A defensive scramble by the Chargers on the adjustment and tripped up in the backfield. I don't think Crockett made it.
I don't think so either. Is that John Perella who got upfield?
And Zeke Moreno who's replacing Seau as well. Moreno, who is a rookie from Southern California. That's where Seau went to school 12 years previously. Moreno, like Seau, of American Samoan descent. His brother Moses Moreno was a backup quarterback with the Chargers last year. And the measurement. You heard one of the Chargers shout. They gained about 1 link on that drive, and it brings up 4th down in the punting team.
Watch the penetration upfield, crawling underneath. That's John Perella. You can see he gets underneath center Adam True and drives him all the way back. And boy, John Perella, that's exactly what you want a defensive lineman to do. If he gets across the line of scrimmage, any type of a short yardage play like that is in deep trouble.
Glenn Milburn, the new Charger, played at Stanford, watches that spiral deep to the 19. And brought down at the 28-yard line by Mondrell Fulcher, his 2nd special teams tackle. A 63-yard punt by Shane Leckler. Jack London made his home in Oakland, and he wrote Son of the Wolf and People of the Abyss. Read NFL.com for in-depth analysis. Marv Levy, Vic Carucci, Phil Sims get the inside scoop. AOL keyword NFL.com.
I'm sure that guy brought his laptop with him.
And there's the clever running of Tomlinson, who fights his way out close to a 1st down before Marquez Pope can make the tackle from the secondary for the Raiders. Tomlinson, who was the Doak Walker Award winner a year ago, and of course part of that major trade made by new general manager John Butler at the draft, where the 1st pick, which became Michael Vick, went to Atlanta, and the Chargers got the Atlanta number 5, took Tomlinson, and then got Drew Brees early in the 2nd round. So they're very happy with the deal. And Tay Cody was part of that deal. Tomlinson again, running room outside. And he spins to a 1st down out across the 45 before William Thomas can make the stop.
Well, now that's a little more what San Diego is looking for. Just keeping the ball on the ground. Can we grind out some 1st downs? Good power running. Raleigh Roundtree gets out front. Ooh, he makes a good block right there. But Mike Riley's saying we've got to run the football because it's us. It's who we are, and we need to reestablish that identity.
31 yards for Tomlinson rushing thus far in this 1st half.
Not much happening through the air for the Chargers.
And Marquez Pope meets him head on after just a 2-yard gain on 1st down. Tomlinson started with a roar. Is he fading away, or is it because the Chargers have fallen behind early in their games of late?
Well, it's been a combination of both. In most of the situations, he's not been the recipient of great blocking. I don't think it's a case of him fatiguing or wearing out. It's been a combination of factors, but a good running back, any running back, needs good blocking.
2nd down and 8. They pick up the blitz. Flutie flips it to Tomlinson. And he's into Raider territory to the 47. Greg Biekert around his ankles. Chris Cooper put the pressure early.
one of the things the Chargers would like to do is involve Tomlinson in the passing game more, but he missed training camp, and he missed all of the the work that they do, that Mike Riley's offense puts in during training camp in the passing game. And by his own admission, he said, I'm primarily just a first and second down back here in my rookie season, but you're going to see a guy next year who's going to be a 3-down player.
He's a Thurman Thomas. That's what San Diego feels they have. It's 3rd down and 1.5 yards. And Flutie going to throw. Flips it in the back to Terrell Fletcher. And see, there's Fletcher taking Tomlinson's role, which he does very well, this veteran from the University of Wisconsin. And it's a 1st down.
And Terrell Fletcher is having to play banged up. He didn't practice all week. He injured an ankle. And so there's the switch. Fletcher to the sideline and Tomlinson back in. And, they really do envision in Tomlinson having a guy like you mentioned our friend from Buffalo, Thurman Thomas, an Edgerrin James, the Marshall Faulk, the type of back that can stay in the game the entire game.
With 4:45 left in this first half, Tomlinson inside the 45, but just back to the line of scrimmage. Elijah Alexander there to greet him. From Fort Worth, where TCU is located, so it's a native of the city where Tomlinson played his college ball. Well, Flutie wouldn't agree, and he's in trouble. Gets out of the trouble and fumbles the ball and then scoops it back at the 41-yard line. Oh my.
Talk about seeing it all on one play. Doug almost falls down coming back to the pocket. He loses his balance right there. And then he's got to regroup, and how he comes out of that, go figure. Of course, people have been trying to figure that out for years. He loses a ball, and fortunately, even though he's dragging Grady Jackson behind him, still gets the ball back.
This loose footing, your old buddies on Monday Night Football had that great note that what is it? The surface here is 22 feet below sea level.
Yes, it is. It does mean that this field is moist.
3rd and long, 6. The throw outside, incomplete, intended for Trevor Gaylor, and Torrey James makes another good play on the sidelines. Gaylor, seeing action, has not made a catch this year, been inactive the first 8 games.
Textbook by a corner. Torrey James, without interfering, without going through the receiver, goes around the receiver and gets his right hand on the football. That is just exactly the way you teach it.
So at the 40-yard line, Bennett will kick it to Tim Brown, hoping to pin the Raiders back inside the 10. This is that ball will have backward spin should it bounce, and Brown fair catches it with those sure hands of his. Raiders have it at the 9 after a 31-yard punt. We're back with 3 minutes 2 seconds remaining in this first half, and the Raiders leading 14-7. All the scoring in the opening quarter as Rich Gannon sets up shop at the 9-yard line. 2-1, passes overruns, and Gannon fires to Brown. Tackled after an 8-yard pickup, down to Bonnie Bernstein.
All right, Dick, we finally have an injury report on Junior Seau. It's a left hamstring. He's questionable to return. He's got a baseball cap on right now, and it's such a shame because he told us in the meetings yesterday this is really the first time he's felt 100% healthy the entire year.
There's Seau, bad sign with the ball cap on. So he turned his ankle, but as he did so, pulled the hamstring on that left leg apparently. On 2nd down, Garner darts outside and finds some room. Knocked out of bounds out at the 32-yard line by Dixon with 2:22 left in this first half. 14 yards for Garner.
Well, now the Raiders have the luxury of establishing their passing game to the point now where San Diego's defense has got to loosen up on the line of scrimmage. Look at the block there at the point of attack. Good one by Roland Williams. Lincoln Kennedy just erases the entire left side of the San Diego defense. Easy to do when you're 6'6", 340.
They spy that at the 31, and Gannon slips himself and then rights himself and throws to Rice.
Oh, beautiful.
Ballet.
Oh.
Ballet by Rice.
We're not worthy. What a beautiful piece of footwork on the sidelines by Jerry Rice.
And the 2-minute warning.
Just real artistry on the sidelines by Jerry Rice. You have no idea how many times that man practices that. I watched him, Dick, before the game today. He just had somebody throw him that same deal over, and I bet he did it 20 times before warm-ups even started.
The greatness of Rice, and of course the fact that he's the first one on the field practicing every day, not just on game day. And the great ones have a tendency to try to always want to be better. In fact, John Gruden says, you know, that's what I like about him. He still thinks he can get better.
What a wonderful trait.
Second down and a long one for Gannon. Ball knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Adrian Dingle, the third-year defensive end from Clemson, got a hand in. Third down and short for the Raiders. With 1:52 left, and Randy Jordan joins the backfield. Rice, Porter, and Brown, 3 wideouts. And they're going to pass third and short. Incomplete, and almost deflected to Ryan McNeil as it went through Brown's hands, and McNeil, standing behind the receiver, almost had the pick.
Boy, that's having an awful lot of confidence in your passing game, that in this situation, and again, I think that really, and Tim Brown, you're right, it comes off his hand, but I think this is really an illustration of how much the loss of Tyrone Wheatley, their big power back, you know, the guy that weighs 235, he'd be the guy that would have carried that ball in short yardage, and they miss it.
Leckler drives another one. This one's much higher and shorter, and they goes out of bounds. Ooh, he scuffed that left, and that's going to give the Chargers pretty good field position, and they have all 3 timeouts and 1:39 left in the half.
Thus the look of consternation on John Gruden's face.
John, whose dad is a scout for the 49ers in Florida, and his brother, as you all know, I suppose, Jay, played and coached in the Arena League and was the 2-time champion in Orlando. And at 34, he says, my brother thinks he can still play. So he's going to be the quarterback, giving up the coaching reins. And he, of course, John himself was a quarterback at the University of Dayton.
I think there are a few competitive juices flowing in there.
He's so likable. So the Chargers get it at the 35-yard line on the short punt. Only 27 yards. And it's Tomlinson staying on his, check that Fletcher for Tomlinson. Well, they're built alike, and both with that 21 and 41, and Fletcher with a good run on first down out to the 42-yard line where Woodson tripped him up. Mike Riley, his third year, he too was a quarterback, but quickly converted into a defensive back by Paul Bear Bryant at Alabama. Fletcher again.
And they're going to have to take one of those timeouts here, I would think.
He's short of the first down by a yard.
Doug's looking over for directions. Yeah, he finally gets the call from Mike Riley to take the timeout.
61 seconds left before the intermission. 14-7 Raiders. Tomlinson in at running back, and he's hit in the backfield. A big defensive stop for the Raiders. Darrell Russell.
A wonderful opportunity for the Chargers disappears. They had all 3 of their timeouts. Outstanding field position after a poor punt on the road. You don't get that many opportunities. Boy, look at the penetration. Darrell Russell inside Domingo Graham, and now that's what John Gruden is talking about. That's an all-pro play by a guy who could be every year.
And the Raiders don't call time, and the Chargers with the ball in good position. 3 running plays, 3 and out. A pass attempt. Bennett to kick it. They're letting as much time run down to 18. And Brown says stay away from it. They'll check it. David Dunn this time now in there, and it'll go out of bounds at the 15-yard line with 9 seconds left in the half.
Well, we had a few upsets today, huh?
Ooh.
Cleveland, you should have heard the reaction here when it was announced to the crowd here in Oakland that the Raiders had been beaten by the Browns. The Ravens, rather, had been beaten by the Browns. No love here for that Baltimore team. They won the AFC Championship game over the Raiders. Remember, that's a game where Tony Saragusa landed on Rich Gannon. Much to their delight, the Ravens got beat today.
So Gannon with the kneel down to close out this first half. That's started with some very impressive offensive plays. Flutie not producing much with his arm, but Conway with that reverse on the very first Charger play, getting a 63-yard touchdown. But how about Jerry Rice and Tim Brown, as always, outstanding. 14-7 at the half. Bonnie?
All right, Mike, you already don't have Rodney Harrison, Junior Seau, and Orlando Ruff hurt. How does that affect what you're trying to do defensively?
Well, the other guys got to step up, and we've got some good players that are still over here, and John Holochek and Sam Rogers are going to have to play a big part.
You expect Junior to be back?
You know, I don't know. He's pretty special. If anybody can come back, I think he will, but I don't know right now.
All right, Coach, thank you.
All right, the words from Mike Riley as he heads into the locker room. Very positive. You got to say the replacements are good players. And they got to get the job done. That's the end of the first half. The Raiders 14, the Chargers 7. And welcome back to Oakland for the second half of the Raiders leading the Chargers 14-7. 2 questions for the Chargers. Will they be able to throw the ball at all? And will Junior Seau be able to play the second half?
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't look very encouraging for Junior, although we've seen him make remarkable turnarounds before. The passing game, that's another question, because absolutely nothing has been happening for the Nothing's been happening for the Chargers to this point. Look at that, 17 passing yards, and when you look at the 116 yards rushing, keep in mind the vast majority of that came on that very first play of the game on the reverse to Curtis Conway. So the Oakland defense has throttled San Diego from that point on.
Chargers will get it first here in the second half, and that means that Ronnie Jenkins, always a threat. He has 2 terrific kick returns this year, 88 yards for a touchdown against Denver and 72 to lead to the Buffalo win. And it comes to him at the 9-yard line. And he's got a hole. He could go all the way. He's got Janikowski to beat. And he's able to push him out of bounds at the Raider 24-yard line. What a return by Ronnie Jenkins.
Boy, and that brought a smile to his coach's face. And you know what? Janikowski just didn't push him out of bounds. He played safety to the point where when he had him hemmed in, he took a real shot at Jenkins.
67-yard kickoff return for Jenkins.
Some outstanding blocking. And Janikowski, he's going to come floating in from the left. He played it very wisely. He kept his ground, stayed outside long enough where he knew he had Jenkins pinned to the sideline, and then he made the most of it with a pretty good pop.
255-pound kicker used it all. Here's Tomlinson up the middle and inside the 20 to the 19. Let's go to Bonnie Bernstein.
Well, guys, Mike Riley might be smiling about Ronnie Jenkins' return, but a look of worry on his face when I asked him about Junior Seau. As far as I know, Junior is still in the locker room. Riley told me he's getting his hamstring massage, but he said encouragingly he still has his pads on. Keep you posted.
All right, thank you, Bonnie. Riley's had a tough week. He's lost Alex Molden, the starting cornerback, to injury for the rest of the season. He's lost his best special teams player, Carlos Pope. Tomlinson twisting near a first down at the 16 in the arms of Elijah Alexander. It'll be 3rd down and short. And Freddie Jones, the tight end, who had 25 catches against the Raiders in the last 4 games, he won't play today. He's not suited up.
And right now, this is a situation as they're going to bring out the chains where you look at Doug Flutie walking around. He somehow has to try to resurrect this passing game. This is the 3rd game in a row where they have just not gotten anything done at all through the air. And it's been long enough that it's become a source of frustration, and it's become a situation, Dick, where there's a confidence factor that's missing.
And it's missing on 3rd down, especially in the red zone. And that's where the Chargers have the ball at the 16-yard line. And they're against a Raider team very good on third downs and in the red zone defensively. And they're stacking it up, looking for Tomlinson to get the carry. Oh, they pitch outside. And Tomlinson able to turn the corner and has the first down at the 11-yard line, and a late flag goes down.
Now Dick Hantak, the referee, threw that flag about 20 yards.
Against the Chargers, Curtis Conway on the corner held Charles Woodson.
Well, that was a late flag on Conway. The linesman over there was looking at the block by Conway, and he didn't call it. I'm not.
Holding, offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat the down, third down.
And
Hantak. I'm not sure. You know, did he call? Here's the block by Conway. There's Conway. Oh, there's no question. Yeah, he held Charles Woodson.
And he held him where Woodson would have had a play on Tomlinson.
Right. The official to that side didn't call it, but then Dick Hantak threw the flag from his position back by the quarterback. But there's no doubt that Conway did grab the shoulder pads of Charles Woodson.
So Conway's hold denies the first down and brings up third and 11. Terrell Fletcher now in for Tomlinson. And the handoff to Fletcher with a flag down. It appeared a Raider was offside. And Fletcher battles to the 21-yard line, and another flag goes down.
Well, now Beekert's going to get called. Greg Beekert's going to get a personal foul, and John Gruden knows it. Boy, you just can't. You can't stand out in the middle of everything and in front of everybody just knock a guy down.
Offside and personal foul, both against the Raiders, which will give the Chargers a first down on the personal foul.
Offside, defense. That penalty is declined. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 54. Will penalize half the distance to the goal line. First down.
Now, Greg Beekert is right there in the middle of your screen, number 54 right here. Now, watch this. That's it. No, one more right there. And even though it's not a punch or anything else, it's just so far after the play, when he gives Steve Hayden that little shove and he falls, it brings in one flag. And it's tough enough in this league without making major gifts and donations to the other side.
Chargers with the ball just outside the 10 with a chance to tie it up here in the third. Tomlinson back in, runs into his own blocker, and then gets a gain of a couple. Ran into Fred McCrary. Darrell Russell returning to the Raider defensive line and playing well. Russell, who is from San Diego and may be motivated by that, all his friends and family down in that fine city, certainly interested in his play today. He's one of 4 Raiders who are from San Diego. They've got Lincoln Kennedy, David Dunn, Eric Allen, and Darrell Russell all played high school ball in San Diego. Fake to Tomlinson. Flutie has to throw it away. He was well out of the pocket, so no intentionally grounding as Tony Bryant was hawking him.
And he, again, we've seen this situation arise over and over for San Diego, although this is a design with Flutie getting to the outside. They were hoping that he'd have a little more freedom out there, that Tony Bryant was supposed to be pinned back to the inside. And Mike Riley said, you know what, if only that one thing would have happened. It's, you know what, Dick, it's a game of so many little things. Who knows what might have happened if Flutie didn't have to deal with Tony Bryant in his face right there. It goes down as an incomplete pass. That's not Doug Flutie's fault.
And now a timeout as they can't get the play off.
And this is a frustrated San Diego team.
12-13 left in the third. We're back with the Chargers inside the 10-yard line looking for a tying score. It's third down for Flutie, who has not completed a pass to Graham or to Conway or to a starting tight end. Only 4 completions, all to running backs.
Look out.
Hit from the blind side, and Trevor Gaylor couldn't get to the ball. William Thomas came in cleanly on the backside of Flutie.
Untouched. Just nobody to block him to that side. Well, you're asking an awful lot of Doug Flutie to try to make something happen in that situation. I don't know if that was a mistake by the line, that they didn't slide that direction or whatever, but you're asking a lot. I don't care if it's Doug Flutie or Sonny Jurgensen or Joe Montana. Leave a guy unblocked off the edge. It's a tough deal.
Wade Ritchie comes in for the short field goal and knocks it home. So the Chargers, on Ronnie Jenkins' kickoff return to start this second half, get 3 more. Home of the Raiders and the A's, the Network Associates Coliseum, as the Chargers get a 3 after Jenkins' 67-yard kickoff return. 26-yard field goal by Ritchie, who kicks it off. This one's quite short, and Terry Kirby all the way to the 12. And Kirby finding an opening along the sidelines and all the way out to the 40-yard line, where Ronnie Jenkins made the tackle.
Kirby had a 90-yarder last week, and, you know, he's not doing it with speed. He's just doing it with savvy and picking his spots. Yeah, at this stage of his career, Terry Kirby is not a guy you'd automatically think of as a threat on a kickoff return.
Former Dolphin.
Curtis Conway, by the way, in that last timeout, ran into the locker room, and now having trouble just getting up the steps as he's on his way into the Charger locker room. We'll get you a report there, but some good news. Look at that. He's back out on the field, Junior Seau.
He wants to play. And Garner meets Seau. He can still get there. Quick burst of the ball. What a motor he has.
Look at this, folks. No commentary necessary.
Gain of 1. Omaha, the defensive call. Gannon to throw. And it's Jerry Rice in front of Jason Perry, and a first down at the San Diego 39.
Boy, and Rich got hit just as he was throwing that football. We got a flag down on the field. I thought maybe he got hit and it might alter the throw, but he delivered a strike.
Interference. Defense. Penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
Watch Rich Gannon as he drops back. Jerry Rice just runs just a simple little soft out pattern, and there's just no capability of Jason Perry to get in front of him. Watch Rich. He gets hit, just little nudge right at the end. I thought that nudge might have, by Carson, I thought might have altered the throw, but he did get it away well in advance.
Gannon to fire again. Plants. Throws to the sideline, complete to Jeremy Brigham, and it's worthy of noting here that Rich Gannon now continues this incredible run of all the throws and no interceptions. That's 277 straight passes without an interception. His first and only one was in the 4th pass of the season.
And I was there at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. He was trying to go to Jerry Rice. Jerry slips and falls, and he didn't fall, rather he just slipped, but right into the hands of Eric Warfield. And can you believe that was it? That's the lone blemish on his passing record.
Now it's 278 downfield. It's intercepted. Ryan McNeil. Oh my! Oh, the Raider fans are going to say we jinxed them. It ends at 278.
That's beyond belief.
308 was the record. Bernie Kosar. He was closing in on it, and for McNeil, his 7th interception, that will tie him for the league lead.
Can that really have just happened? He had Tim Brown in the slot, Jerry Rice on the outside, and really he just threw right into coverage. I mean, Ryan McNeil is got the inside completely taken away from Jerry Rice. And maybe that was a throw born of confidence. But boy, I don't want to see Rich Gannon for a while.
Ball's on the 9-yard line.
He's going to blame us, Dick.
And some could.
Number 56. After the interception, we will penalize half the distance to the goal line. First down, San Diego.
Orlando Ruff unsportsmanlike action, and so the Chargers are going to start from inside their 5-yard line.
Did you see a flag?
I never saw the flag.
I never saw the flag either. The flag must have been thrown on the sidelines. Certainly wasn't on the field of play anywhere we could see.
The Raider players now waving to the fans. Come on, make it noisy for them. And down in that end zone, there's plenty of yelling. It's the call of the wild, as Jack London would write it.
Well, let's see. Junior Seau gave a little spark to his defense by getting back on the field. Let's see if any of that bled over to the offense.
Tomlinson lined up in his own end zone. Finds a little running room, and he's out across the 10-yard line, and Tony Bryant makes the tackle from the backside.
Oh, good solid blocking by the San Diego offensive line. There's Bryant, 94. You see he gets upfield. Now it's just hustle on his part, getting back in. And boy, he puts a real solid pop on Tomlinson. But good blocking on the left side over there by McIntosh and Roundtree. You'll take a run like that on first down, backed up to your goal line.
52 yards now rushing for Tomlinson in the game. It's 2nd down and 3, not 8. Tomlinson again. And knocked out of bounds. Good play by Anthony Dorsett, son of the Hall of Famer Tony, and Reagan Upshaw also forcing the play wide.
Yeah, we saw that little toss earlier, and they call it the Raiders refer to that as a crack toss, where there's a block coming in from the outside that cracks back legally, and then they try to get it to the outside. Greg Beaker telling us that they've worked all week long on defending that, and that was the way you do it, with quick safety support by Dorsett.
No gain on the play. 3rd and 3. Flutie fires, and is it intercepted? Charles Woodson, they're marking it down. No, incomplete. The ball hit the ground.
I can't. Are they ruling it an incompletion?
Yeah, but that was waved off.
Okay.
Pat Bateau, just activated from the practice squad, was the intended receiver.
Yes, good call by the officiating crew. He had his hands underneath, and Woodson had his hands underneath the ball, but it went through his arms, hit his chest, and then right down onto the field.
So Bennett will punt it from just, he'll deliver the ball around the 2-yard line. David Dunn at the 40 in Raider territory. Bennett, who's got a big leg, trying to hit a long one, doesn't. It's a wobbler to the 46, and then the reverse to Woodson. And Woodson now has the running room. Check that, it's Jerry Porter. Jerry Porter, the wide receiver. And there's a little razzle-dazzle from John Gruden as they work the reverse off the punt, and Dion Humphrey made the tackle.
There's Bob Casulo, the special teams coach. Yep, that's the way I drew it up. That's what I'm talking about. Now we're going to get a block that springs it all right here. Take a look at that hit by Mondreal Fulcher, and that is the one that was good for about 20 yards. Sprung Porter for an extra 20. Outstanding block by Porter, by Fulcher rather, springing Porter. The key is he could have clipped, but he didn't.
So the Raiders start from the San Diego 35-yard line, leading 14-10. Gannon to the sidelines, complete to John Ritchie, the fullback, for short yardage to the almost the 30. Brian McNeil made the tackle. Gain of 5 on the play to Ritchie, who matriculated at the University of Michigan, then transferred to Stanford University, renowned here as Oakland's worst dresser. He claims he doesn't own a comb.
Man,
what do you need one of those for?
Boy, he took a real step down in academics, though, didn't he?
Garner hit in the backfield and then reverses his field. And Ryan McNeil comes up to make the tackle back at the 31-yard line.
That was a long way to go for no yardage by Charlie Garner. But then talk about nothing there. Boy, Gerald Dixon, the linebacker to that side, just took Roland Williams all the way into the backfield, and Garner had no choice but to try to make something happen on the other side.
So it's 3rd and 5, and Terry Kirby into the backfield. Tim Brown to the left. Jerry Rice to the right side. Gannon looking for Brown. There he is. First down at the 14.
That's why they love him here. And even at 35 years old, look at the move that he puts on Gerald Dixon after the catch. Whoop. See ya. Boy, pretty slick by Timmy Brown. You know, this is typical of Oakland, just a 5-yard pass, but these guys make so much happen after the catch. That's why he got the big round of applause in pregame introduction.
6 catches today, 62 yards, and a score for Brown. First down now at the 15, and it's Garner up the middle. And he has 8 yards on first down.
Oh, no, let's not get any more silly penalties, guys.
Back to Tim Brown. I can remember back in '93 when he actually kept his home and away jerseys. He thought he was going to go the way of Marcus Allen, that he would no longer be a Raider. Just think about that. Since that time, when he thought he was gone, all Tim Brown has done is catch 619 receptions prior to today and 59 touchdowns. How happy he's made the Raiders that he stayed home.
Class, class, and more class.
2nd and 2. Garner. And Sayao, Ray Lee Johnson plugged the hole, and then Perella finished the job.
Now that's good run defense by San Diego. Guess what? That's been going on down in San Diego for a long time. Nothing going on here. Charlie Garner just caroms off of some of his own blockers into Chargers guys. But they're a pretty stout group, aided greatly by the addition of Marcellus Wiley, who's been pretty quiet here today.
So it's 3rd and 1 at the 6-yard line with both Brown and Rice to the right side, and Brown in motion. Gannon into the flat to Garner, and he doesn't get the first down. Well covered by Perry.
Yeah, Rich Gannon, did you see him that time, Dick, have to arch that ball over a leaping Junior Seau? Look at Junior get off the ground there. Boy, that'll test your hamstring, having to get up in the air like that. Well, that's just good work by San Diego's defense. Cody got up there after Seau made the ball go high. He made the guy jump and then finished off. That was just a good look at defensive coordination.
Here's Janikowski, 16 for 17. He's only missed 59 yards. This is just an extra point, and he's right down the middle. So the Raiders move back up by 7 with 4:37 remaining. 3rd quarter in Oakland. Oh, Seabass, Sebastian Janikowski with a 24-yard field goal, and the Raiders back up by 7 as Fletcher and Jenkins await the kickoff. And it's Jenkins who took the last one back 67 yards. And he's in the open again with Janikowski to beat. And he's by him this time. Jenkins tripped up, but he's still on his feet. Touchdown, San Diego. Oh, my, 93 yards for the score.
Well, Janikowski that time kind of lollygagged a little bit down the middle of the field, and he was pretty nonchalant in trying to force Jenkins to the sideline, and he was a late arrival to the party.
3rd time that Jenkins in his 2 seasons has returned a kickoff for a touchdown. He is a force. And remember, they didn't think he was going to play. He had a concussion and that bad neck injury last week. Ritchie ties it up at 17. Well, this is typical. The Raiders and Chargers rivalry renewed. And welcome back as Ronnie Jenkins infusing life into this Charger team that's had very little offense.
Well, just 2 big plays, Dick. That's the key to this game. Conway's reversed for a touchdown, and now a kickoff return.
Plus the other kickoff return that set up the field goal. This is Terry Kirby trying to answer for the Raiders, and he's now in the clear and finally pushed out of bounds at the 40-yard line by Dion Humphrey. Let's go back to Jenkins' effort.
Well, Dick mentioned this is a guy who's playing hurt. Can you imagine having a bad neck and coming off a concussion, having to return kickoffs? But he's the beneficiary of outstanding blocking. You could see that he got some key blocks on the wedge. Kirby trips him up, and somehow he maintains his footing. And look at this. This is textbook blocking. Bruce Reed, the special teams coach for San Diego, has got to be thrilled at that. Boy, that is just the way you dream about it. You practice it that way, but it's a whole lot easier to do that on Wednesday than it is on Sunday.
Well, Jenkins was third in the league in kickoff return average starting today. He's probably going to be #1 at the end of today's play. Gannon again going downfield, wide open was Tim Brown, but the ball came up short. I don't know if someone deflected it or Michael Mooring was hitting him as he delivered.
This is really stepping up. This is stepping up almost through the pocket and down around his legs. You know, look at Rich. You can see him looking back there as Mooring was around his ankles. Yeah, he didn't appreciate that at all. That's Rich has taken his fair share of shots. We saw him take 2 big ones on their opening drive of the day. We didn't know that was going to foretell a lot of the day.
Seau and the Chargers energized by that kickoff return. Here comes Garner skipping his way out close to a first down, and they have it at the 48.
All courtesy of Matt Stinchcomb, the left tackle. Great blocking outside. You don't see an offensive tackle out in space. Take a look at Matt Stinchcomb. He's going to come around the corner, number 74. Watch him lock up with Ryan McNeil and stay with McNeil. And just that first down is all because of that block by Stinchcomb, who's filling in for the injured Barry Sims.
He was an outstanding student as well at Georgia, almost an all-A average in business. Was an academic All-American. And now Zach Crockett to midfield, a gain of 1.
Yep.
And that'll be a first down. They needed third and less than a yard. First down. What do you have for us, Bonnie?
Well, Dick, Gannon to Rice has become a pretty popular term here in Oakland, and actually Rich Gannon made reference, or Jerry Rice did made reference to Gannon in the same sentence as Young and Montana, the 2 future Hall of Famers that he played with in San Francisco. He said the one thing that really reminds me when I look at Gannon of those two, his composure when he gets hit. He's a warrior.
He is all of that. Rich Gannon will be 36 in a month. Played his college ball at Delaware. Kirby joins him in the backfield. Gannon steps away from pressure, is hit and throws incomplete. Roland Williams, the tight end, the target.
Oh, that's the kind of a hit that a quarterback takes that he can really get hurt. I think John Perella, boy, did he get buckled from behind. You can watch this and not worry about it because he's up. But look, that is really awkward as Perella comes in. And this is just all effort by Perella. He's actually pushed down by Steve Wisniewski. So, you know, that's not really a case of Perella intentionally going after Gannon's legs. He was forced down there because of the block.
Boy, they love Perella in San Diego, the fans and the coaching staff and his teammates.
Ray Lee.
That's his 3rd sack. He's got the trifecta. Ray Lee Johnson with a total of 8.5 for the year, and that ties him with teammate Marcellus Wiley.
He just goes upfield and around Stinchcomb. Stinchcomb giving too soft of an edge as an offensive tackle. You've got to strike a blow. You've got to hit that defensive end. You've got to break his stride. You can't allow a guy to just go around the corner like that in perfect stride.
So you can add 3 to Johnson. They each have 8.5 now. 3rd down and long. Randy Jordan in the backfield. And Gannon into the flat, complete to Ritchie. And he's pushed out of bounds at the 41 and may have the first down. It's very close.
Tate Cody, we talked about his tackling ability, but he thought that John Ritchie was going to go out of bounds, and he really pulled up. He had a chance to really strike Ritchie and try to either cut him down or knock him out of bounds, but instead he just kind of goes for a ride. Watch this right here.
46.
Yeah, you got to go up and deliver a blow and try to make the tackle. Now you saw Ritchie's foot go out of bounds. It appears about a foot or 2 feet before the marker.
It is 4th down.
Yep. We had a good look of him, his foot going out of bounds just a wee bit short.
They're going to go for it with Crockett and Ritchie behind Gannon. Crockett easily picks up the first down. And he's been their power player on 3rd and 4th and short and goal line. Zach Crockett, who played at Florida State.
Well, it helps to be 240 pounds, and we're coming in right behind 250-pound John Ritchie. And that's, boy, you follow your lead blocker, great surge on the left side. But, boy, you get right on Ritchie's hip and you go.
Curtis Conway jogging across the field, and it appears he might be available for offensive duty. First down at the 37. It's tied at 17 with the final minute here of the 3rd period. And it's Garner. It's 17 all in Oakland. And Jim Nance, what do you have for us?
Gerald Dixon, Tay Cody, combining goal to stop. Gain of 6 yards on the play. 2nd and 4 at the 31.
All right, Jim has a pattern today, the kickoff return touchdown.
Did I hear Jim Nance correctly? The bus, 14 carries for 8 yards. Whoa, babe.
2nd down, Garner right into the teeth of that defense, and Sayal leads the charge. It'll be 3rd down and 3 as the 3rd quarter comes to a close. The Oakland Raiders 17, the San Diego Chargers 17 will return to Network Associates Coliseum in Oakland, California, right after this message and a word from your local station. We're back in Oakland. Kenberg, Dan Deerdorf, Bonnie Bernstein. It's tied at 17. John Ritchie, the blocking fullback.
Yeah, well, look at that forehead. That's the way fullbacks and guards are supposed to look. And I tell you, once you get those babies going on your forehead like that, they're there for the rest of the season. It's a badge of honor.
3rd down and short. Gannon to throw, and he's going for Rice, wide open. Touchdown!
Lloyd Harrison found out something. Even a 39-year-old can run by you. If the 39-year-old is wearing number 80.
30-yard touchdown, the 2nd TD catch for Rice today, and the Raiders are back in front as Janikowski out of Leckler's hold attempts to add the point. 24-17 Oakland, but the Chargers have their big play coming up. Jenkins will be returning a kickoff. 24-17, the Raiders strike early here in the 4th quarter on a 30-yard pass. Gannon to Jerry Rice, who took young Lloyd Harrison to school. And it's 7 catches, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Rice today. They skipped this one to stay away from Ronnie Jenkins. And this is Derek Harris, a backup fullback who's still on his feet and enjoying the chance to run the football. He doesn't get many opportunities.
The ball came out, but I think he was down. He was well down before that ball came out.
He hasn't carried the ball out of the backfield all year long, Harris.
Watch Jerry Rice down here. Watch him put this little hitch move on Lloyd Harrison right there. Ooh, just that stagger step. That's all it took. It just froze Harrison. If Harrison was a largemouth bass, right about now he'd be going, what am I doing up in the boat? You would be stuffed and mounted and on Jerry's wall.
A big hook. Flutie and the Chargers. Flutie down the middle, complete to Conway. He has returned. And it's a 1st down at the Raider 40 in front of Charles Woodson.
Ooh, and Curtis Conway avoids the big hit by Woodson, who's closing in from the other side. Working it against the Raider zone. It's a perfect strike from Flutie. Whoa, and there was a big-time collision, narrowly avoided. Curtis Conway, who's had a number of 100-yard games this season, really having a fine year for the Chargers.
And a 67-yard touchdown on the reverse, the first Charger play of the game. Over the middle to Conway again, and close to a 1st down as Eric Allen makes the tackle. Now Doug Flutie finally getting some completions to his wide receiver. Went through the entire 1st half without a wide receiver catching a ball.
who's watching us while we're watching this game?
Well, hopefully a lot of happy folks.
I hope so too.
Flutie fires. Graham almost intercepted. Dorsett had his hands on it.
Pass incomplete.
He was the starting safety for Tennessee in Super Bowl 34. Dorsett before coming here to the Oakland Raiders.
All right, let's watch this. Just a simple settling it to the inside, and you could see that it was Eric Allen who got a hand on the ball. I think Eric Allen is going to touch it right there. That would have been, it looked like a perfectly thrown ball to Jeff Graham, but outstanding play by Eric Allen getting a hand on it.
Graham in motion. They fake the screen left and go right to Tomlinson. Has to extricate himself from the tackle, and that was a big play by William Thomas. If Thomas doesn't get a piece of Tomlinson, that's a big gain for San Diego. He's discouraged. He thought he saw a lot of open room.
A great ball handling and work by Doug Flutie. Making the fake, doing a pirouette, getting the ball over to Tomlinson. And you're right, Dick. That could have been a much bigger play.
Instead, it's a gain of only 1. 3rd and 9. Terrell Fletcher now in the backfield. Open is Jeff Graham, and it's a Charger first down at the 16. Dorsett the tackler. Only the 3rd conversion on a 3rd down by San Diego in 12 tries today.
This is a designed rollout for Doug Flutie. This is not any sort of a busted play or a pressured out. And again, so hard for a right-handed quarterback to roll like that to his left and then deliver the ball with any authority back across the middle. You know, John Elway made it look easy, but not everybody had that kind of an arm. Hard to do.
Well, the Chargers 14 yards away from tying it up again. Tomlinson. Boy, look at him work his way left and right and wiggles through a small hole and is down to the 5-yard line before Pope can get him down.
Well, that's just good, solid work over on that side of the line by Jay Cox and Domingo Graham and Vaughn Parker. They took everybody in a black jersey out, got the good surge. And that's all this guy needs, Dick. As long as he's not having to dodge people in his own backfield. If you give Tomlinson any kind of a decent read on a linebacker, he's going to get big yardage.
Measure for the first down, and it will be
close.
Thank you very much. First down. First and goal.
I am the analyst, you know. Look at the blocking right there. See, look at that double team taking place there by Graham and Parker. Get the good block by Hayden out there as well. Just that's been missing a lot of times in the last couple of weeks.
And Tomlinson, who's short, 5'10", but 221. Emmitt Smith style move on that run. First and goal. Tomlinson. And he's down to about the 2, maybe the 1.5. Grady Jackson gets his 325 pounds on the ball carrier.
See, I think that's a good example of going back to where you got a hot hand. Go right back to the right side. You know, they got a lot of confidence. They got good blocks on the last run by Tomlinson. Mike Riley and Norv Turner, they come right back to Graham and Parker. And
Ed Ellis, an announcement being made now, is an eligible receiver. The Chargers short on tight end, so 69 Ellis will join Steve Hayden and Josh Whitman as a blocker. Second and goal from the 1. Same play, and Tomlinson
what a
hit right at the goal line and does not get in.
Oh, what a hit. From 2 yards out, that looked like a guaranteed touchdown.
Travian Smith.
This is being repelled. Greg Biekert was one of the guys in there as well. Watch this. Watch Tomlinson. Oh, that's Greg Biekert who puts his shoulder on him. Oh, that's as big a hit on the goal line you will ever see.
Nose of the ball tickling the goal line on 3rd and goal. Tomlinson, touchdown San Diego. So they went behind Jay Cox, the center, Graham, the guard, and Parker on every play, and they get it in.
And you know what? That's just perseverance. And what a confidence booster, and that's why you saw Mike Riley so enthused on the San Diego side. In football, it is so important to have the ability to muscle up when you have to. And right there was a good example of the Chargers muscling up on the Raiders and stuffing it in.
And Tomlinson has his 9th rushing touchdown. Ritchie now to tie the game. And we're even again. 24-24. Less than 10 minutes to go in Oakland.
Here's the Charger touchdown, as Dick said, to the right side one more time. Good lead block by McCrary, and again, he mentioned the 3 guys to that side. And yes, that's sweet to stuff it in when you had to.
Ritchie kicks it toward Kirby, who will return from the 1.
He's been hot.
Puts a little spin move on, but is tackled at the 21-yard line. Robert Carswell and the veteran Sam Rogers make the stop.
Look at this guy. He's got the tie working on here. That's the Raiders version of evening wear. This guy must be going to the opera after the game.
Going over to San Francisco. I wonder who he's sitting next to. It goes to Garner and a first down as Gannon gets his Raiders out to the 34-yard line. 24-24 with 9:17 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Garner tries to sidestep, but hit in the backfield. Leonardo Carson there to make the stop. And a chance to look at the other scores today. The late games. Steelers still up by 6. We're going to be seeing them shortly down in Tennessee a week from today.
And a 1.
Boy, look at Chicago putting it to 10.
Second and 9 at the 33.
Bears would go 7-2.
Things are on the verge of getting testy.
And Detroit is leading. Will they win their first game of the year? Gannon hit in the backfield and goes down with a sack. And this time it's Carson who logs his first sack of the season, the 2nd-year tackle from Auburn.
Yep, Leonardo Carson rather gets in on. He breaks free, and Rich Gannon, you could see Rich saw him coming and just tucks the ball up. Had no chance to find anybody downfield. You know, he just covered up. He knew he was going down. At least it wasn't a blind side hit.
And if Carson didn't get him, he saw Seau straight ahead.
That'll be the first time Leonardo DiCaprio has been called in an NFL game.
That's right. Jordan now in the backfield is Gannon all by himself. Somebody should be open. And now into the flat, incomplete to Jordan. So good coverage by the Chargers deep downfield, because Gannon had 5-6 seconds to search out a receiver.
You think the juniors' return to this defense has energized them in any way? Look at that. It's just 3 receivers downfield. You see 2 of them bunched up right here. This is the closest guy we have to being open, but again, it's 3 against 6, and the pass rush too good.
So Shane Leckler comes in to punt. Glenn Milburn back at the Charger 24. Another big kicking day for Leckler. Had 1 short kick. He booms this one, a low spiral driving Milburn. Big returnable though, 20. And the new Charger signed this week after being cut by the Chicago Bears gets it to the 25-yard line. Timeout, 7:44 left in the 4th. Chargers have the throwback, and then Flutie looking downfield, but has to scramble and gets out to the 27-yard line, a gain of 2. Jackson makes the tackle.
You know, it is really a flea flicker when it comes back to Doug Flutie.
2nd down, 8. Flutie and the Chargers tied. The toss to Tomlinson out in the flat, and he's able to get it out to the 33, 2 yards short of a first down. Grady Jackson, pretty mobile for a big man who plays inside, got out there to make the hit.
Well, I'm thinking that right about now here at Network Associates Coliseum, there's a bit of uneasiness here, although they're used to it. As we talked about early in this game, even at 1-15 last year, the Chargers played the Raiders tough. Even though they lost both games, it was by a total of 5 points. They have confidence playing Oakland.
Fletcher replaces Tomlinson. 3rd and 2. Flutie. And it wasn't close. Graham was the intended target. Eric Allen right there.
See, again, you got to wonder if Graham ran the route that Doug Flutie was expecting. Flutie throws a pass like he's expecting Graham to break it off, and Graham keeps going down the field. And again, you could just see them look at each other afterwards, and you almost, there has been a lot of indecision between receiver and quarterback in the Charger passing game the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Darren Bennett to kick it to David Dunn. Wobbling kick, a bad kick that bounces out of bounds at the 36-yard line. So good field position for the Raiders. And extracurricular, Derek Gibson, the rookie from Florida State, and Fred McCrary and Davis Sanchez. Sanchez for San Diego.
A tiff.
Two teams have never been separated by more than a touchdown. San Diego has never led. Raiders scored first and hold the lead for most of this game, but San Diego's had tied it at 24. The Raiders start at their 35. Gannon to fire. Underneath, a little quick toss to Garner, and Garner all the way across the 50, tackled by Jason Perry at the San Diego 46. And you'll see action, Denver at Dallas. Gannon firing for Brown, and Brown over Ryan McNeil, but had he caught it, would have been out of bounds.
Yeah, outstanding coverage by McNeil. We've reached a stage of this ball game where I think the operative phrase here now, Dick, is first mistake loses. Nobody's blinked so far, and you got a close game like this. Now it's a blown coverage, a turnover. Anything now is catastrophic. So let's see what happens. For the Raiders, though, what they've got going for them, number 80 and number 81 and number 12.
Against a very inexperienced defense, other than Ryan McNeil.
You need to win. That's where you go.
It's a screen to Kirby. And Kirby with good yardage to the 39. He'll be a yard short of a first down, it would appear. Gerald Dixon made the tackle. Bonnie?
Well, Dick and Dan, Dan, actually, you were just talking about Ryan McNeil, and on a team with a Seo and a Rodney Harrison, it's actually Ryan McNeil who Coach Riley says he's one of the standouts on defense. He says he may not be the most athletic guy in the world, but he really works his butt off. Last year in Dallas had a career high 101 tackles, 3rd on the team coming into today.
And he has the interception today, giving him 7 on 3rd and short. It's Zach Crockett trying to crack it at the center of that defense of the Chargers, and he's close.
Bonnie, Ryan McNeil actually led the NFL with 9 interceptions back in '97 when he was with the St. Louis Rams. So he's been around 4 years in Detroit, a couple in St. Louis, in Cleveland for a year, Dallas for a year, but he's been a steady performer.
Ex-Hurricane, Miami of Florida. Clarence Williams trying to help out referee Dick Hantack, motioning first down, but they will measure apparently.
Dick Hantack, our referee today, a lifelong educator, was a principal and then superintendent of a large public school system in St. Louis. He's quite a guy and one of the very best in the NFL at managing a game from the referee's standpoint.
Yeah, you always have a sense it's really in good control.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a nice manner about him.
And as you can tell by what's coming out from under that white hat, he's been at this for a while.
Gruden has it. What as Mike Riley said, I really like John Gruden in meetings. I want to be sitting next to him. Great admiration between these two young coaches. First down at the 38. They're in Janikowski's range already. Gannon looking for something. And there goes Gannon on his legs and has a slide at the 20 and a first down. Well, he's done it again. That's 21 straight games in which Rich Gannon has rushed for a first down.
It's just, it's a hallmark of his career. Looks and looks and looks, But then when he makes the decision, and this is so key, when he makes the decision to run, it's a decisive decision. He doesn't stutter step. He doesn't take maybe one step. Should I, shouldn't I? When Rich pulls the trigger to run, he is gone. And that's so critical.
16 yards on that scramble and a big first down. Now they're well in Janikowski's field goal range as the toss goes to Garner. And he battles for maybe a yard. John Perella with the hit.
And I'm telling you right now, nowhere in Rich Gannon's mind is he even considering playing for field goal position. They are. He is going to try if he's given the permission to do so. There's no way he's not going to try to maneuver this football into the end zone. We've got a touchdown pass to Rice. We got a touchdown pass to Timmy Brown. Don't settle for a field goal if you can get a TD.
2 to Rice. Less than 3 minutes to play. Slant to Rice. Does he have 3? Yes!
Nothing fancy, just a stutter slant, and Tay Cody, who's got Jerry Rice in man coverage, never a factor.
And even as we've seen so often after the catch, how well he runs. They get a lot of hands on his jersey, but no one brings him down. Janikowski makes it 31-24 Raiders with 2:46 left, and Jerry Rice, the greatest ever at his position, putting on a Sunday show in Oakland today. 8 catches, 131 yards. For him, it's something like 67 times he's had a 100-yard game. 3 more touchdowns to add to his tremendous total. He's got 6 this year, 192 in his career.
Numbers tend to run together, and as odd as it looks, being in silver and black, the form is unmistakable. I still have a hard time seeing him in silver and black, that ball being correctly labeled, being sent to the archives. Look at that. Number 80, TD.
Probably the date.
Should say, yeah. Oh, the name of the play. Does that say option?
But it's
like 80. What's it? That might have been the
3rd down versus the Chargers.
Yeah, that's the old SD on there. Yep. How about that?
You need a big trunk, don't you, for Jerry Rice?
Looks to me like some of Cliff Branch's balls were in that trunk. That maybe been around for a while.
Here comes Ronnie Jenkins for San Diego. Does he have another big return in him? Not this time. Tackled at the 30-yard line, but left the wake of 4 black jersey tacklers.
Well, a trifecta for Jerry Rice today. The first one was really a great job of extending himself and diving into the end zone. Here's a long pass where he just puts a tremendous move on Lloyd Harrison. And then he victimizes Tay Cody with the slant to the inside and open field running. You know, what a microcosm right there of his career. A little bit of everything. Power when he has to have it, speed when he needs it, the open field grace.
That's just like Super Bowl rings. 3 more added to the collection. The 9th career 3-touchdown game. Now, San Diego with 2 timeouts left, 70 yards to go to tie. Flutie down the middle, incomplete, looking for Curtis Conway.
Again, confusion between Flutie and his receivers. Nobody close. Norv Turner told us that this passing game was going to take a while to get implemented, but too many times they're trying to, Doug Flutie's throwing a football to somebody who's not anywhere close.
2nd and 10. Flutie 9 for 21 today. Into the flat to the tight end Hyden. Steve Hyden's first catch today, good for only 3 yards. William Thomas there for the coverage. Clock running at 2:20. This then becomes a 4-down sequence for Flutie with time running out, one would think.
And they're not going to try to get a playoff before the 2-minute warning. Doug just heads to the sidelines.
Well, it's a new personnel, a new system, and as Turner said, they're ahead of where he thought they'd be, but there still are some hiccups. Well, you're looking through the crowd at a virtuoso, Jerry Rice. When you think about all those years, Don Hudson's 99 touchdown catches, that was the record. Would anyone ever get 100? With his playoff catches now, a touchdown, Rice is over 200.
Well, keep in mind, this is a good time to play wide receiver in the NFL. It's a very passing-friendly system that we have going in the league now. Much better to be a receiver than to try to be a corner.
Flutie fumbles the ball. William Thomas picks it up for the Raiders. They have it at the 15-yard line. Fred McCrary saved the touchdown, and William Thomas, as a linebacker, knows how to get into the end zone. Has a couple of touchdown returns on interceptions.
Never fully had control of the football on the snap from center Kendall Jaycox. It looked like it hit Doug right in the hands. It looked like he had it, and then but he never firmly had it in his grasp. Wow. What a time for a mistake. The simplest thing in football, the exchange between center and quarterback.
He's a very popular guy, and Doug Flutie, but he's had 3 subnormal games.
No. And let's face it, the only time Drew Brees was on the field, he played really well, and there's no way that that's not going to be a hot topic in San Diego.
So Crockett gets it, and that's got to be a disheartened defense for San Diego that allows a good gain on first down, and rookie Robert Carswell, the 7th-round pick from Clemson, made the tackle, and timeout called with 1:40 left. 1:40 remaining. Oakland with the ball deep in San Diego territory, leading by 7. Yeah, Doug Flutie, tough day throwing the ball. He was 10 for 22. His average the last 3 games around 40%. Only 80 yards passing for the Chargers, who are trying to deny Oakland here at the 10. Ramming straight ahead of Zach Crockett as the final timeout spent by San Diego. 1:33 left, so it'll take a minor miracle now for San Diego. Jerry Rice's 3 touchdowns, his 3rd, giving Oakland the 7-point lead they now enjoy. Someday, Dan, sitting around the fireplace doing our knitting, and we'll say, yeah, that Jerry Rice, we saw him too. And it's almost, there are rare times in this wonderful profession of ours you want to stand and applaud too. It's almost as if this come out to the center stage, and we all have admired and appreciated not only his performance, but why he's so good, why he works so hard, why he's a model, why he's a leader within a team.
I think maybe, Dick, you know, maybe some people might think that we fawn over Jerry Rice a little too much, but we've had the good fortune over the years to have seen him so many times. But we've also had the good fortune in the inside information of sitting and talking to all his teammates who just rave, like you say, about the work ethic, about the commitment, about the passion of the game. We are blessed to have been a part of it, just even from a distance.
Crockett straight ahead, close to a first down. Carswell makes the tackle. The clock will run now. No timeouts remaining. Well, John Gruden's team is now a minute 23 seconds away from their 7th win of the season, joining crosstown rival San Francisco. It would be a big day for the city on the bay. Both local teams victorious to move their records to 7-2.
You know what I'd like to do sometime, Dick?
Fourth down and that much.
Sit in a receiver meeting of the Raiders, because there's the guy running the meeting, Fred Biletnikoff, a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, talking to Tim Brown, talking to Jerry Rice. Now, if I'm Jerry Porter and James Jett and David Dunn, the other receivers in that room, I would feel like I had to buy a ticket just to be a part of that, to listen to Rice and Brown and Biletnikoff talk about the subtleties, the nuances, the tips of how to be a better receiver. These guys are extremely fortunate to be a part of that.
Well, if you had any sense of being a reporter, you'd have a little tape recorder there to have something say for posterity. John Gruden is 38. Jerry Rice is a year older than his head coach. And Gruden said earlier this year there was a big play and someone ran up behind me and gave me a big hug. I said, here's Jerry Rice. I'm a 38-year-old coach, and here's this Hall of Famer hugging me. He said, you don't think it's a thrill to coach these guys?
Well, Jerry had a great line. He said, what we love about John is he plays the game right along with us. You see him in the locker room after the game, he's exhausted. He's more wrung out than we are. And it's one of the reasons, let's face it, it's one of the reasons that players in this league love to play for John Gruden. The word is out. The guys who play for the Raiders, they call their friends, former teammates around the league and say, hey, this is a great place to be. This is a guy that you'd like to play for.
Now, here's the final hope for the Chargers, Dan, with the timeout taken at the 59-second mark by the Raiders. And all the Chargers can hope is they can block this short Janikowski field goal. And the man to watch for San Diego is Ed Ellis, number 69. He's 6 feet 7 inches. They position him in the middle of the line. He has blocked a field goal and an extra point this year. Just a 25-yard attempt. And this game is over. 55 seconds left, and the Raiders open a 10-point lead.
When we gather next week in Nashville, I'll be about 7 pounds heavier than I am right now.
How will we recognize you? And you'll be going on to Ann Arbor on Saturday as your alma mater is going to acknowledge your entrance into the college Hall of Fame, Football Hall of Fame. So you've got the Quinella, the College and Professional Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Thanks, Dick. Yeah, I'm going to take a little trip onto the field prior to the Ohio State-Michigan game and say hi to everybody.
Yeah, that's great. It is good to go home under those conditions.
Yes, it is.
Ronnie Jenkins, another chance. He's been one of the Charger stars. He's a terrific runner, but a flag flies, and part of that yardage is going to come back. Travian Smith made the stop, number 53.
Travian Smith, David combining for the tackle.
Holding during the return, number 31, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Jason Perry ticketed with the penalty. Well, Mike Riley, his team started off 3-0 and then 5-2. Now 3 losses to go to 500. And the spirit of this team is very good. And talking with the coaches and the players, I mean, even after last week's loss at Denver, very, very upbeat in their practice sessions this week. They like each other. They like their coach. But not much production. You can't win many games when you pass for less than 100 yards. This one is to Pat Bateau. A short game, but for that young man, that's an important moment. Bateau's first NFL catch from TCU, a teammate of LaDanian Tomlinson. And James Hasty, just acquired by the Raiders, the veteran with 45 interceptions, former Jet, broke in with the Jets, signed. He was an assistant high school coach in his hometown of Seattle. He made the tackle. Only player in NFL history with 40-plus interceptions and 20-plus fumble recoveries. Flutie gets some help and throws deep downfield and out of bounds. Curtis Conway, the nearest white jersey. 32 seconds left. Well, if this continues with a Raider victory, this is how the West will look. Raiders 7-2 and 4-1 in the division. Seattle with a win today. Denver will be 2 games back, and San Diego drops down into the 4th slot ahead of Kansas City. Seattle almost predictably starting slowly. Mike Holmgren Seahawks, but playing pretty good ball.
Yes, they are. This was just a huge game for the Chargers, not only for what they were going to do themselves, but to bring the Raiders back to the field in the AFC West.
And San Diego will be at Seattle next week.
Chargers had a lot of people rooting for them today.
A good high leaping catch by Trevor Gaylor, 6'3" target from Miami of Ohio, and
with no timeouts left, they've got to get up and expedite things.
11 seconds now left at the 38-yard line. Many faces of John Gruden. He is entertaining to watch with the isolated camera.
Well, so is number 7. How much fun has it been over the years to watch Doug Flutie run around?
You're right. He too, 39 years old. He's a couple of weeks younger